Dude! I have debated in my head for the last day and a half, how the hell am I going to record this video? How am I going to talk about this? I haven't made almost any content despite being a decently heavily focused on Star Wars kind of channel. You know, my love for the expanding universe, my peculiar interest in the Disney universe and all the things they've done wrong and some of the few things they've done good, like Rogue One and The Mandalorian. But I've never broken anything down like this, and I feel like it would be stupid if I didn't talk about the finale to The Mandalorian. Now, we could go ahead and break down quickly what actually happened in the episode. Remember, this is gonna be a spoiler video. Nobody's gonna expect this being posted today, but I feel like as a Star Wars fan, I need to make this video. All right, so let's break it down really quick. So from start to finish, the way the episode initially starts is we're capturing a shuttle with the scientist that had been initially taking Grogu's blood. We're capturing him to gain a little more information on the Arquitens cruiser, the Dark Trooper storage, etc., etc. The guy actually provides our team with a lot of the data, with a lot of the readout data for that Arquitens cruiser, which actually was just kind of weird to me. He just willingly kind of did it, but whatever. I guess it really doesn't matter. Okay, so after we capture the scientist, the plan is use the shuttle to board the Arquitens cruiser, pretend like it's under attack by Boba and Slave One, like, you know, like it's a pirate or something attacking them. Crash land on the ship, split up into two teams, one with the Mandalorian by himself, or Din rather, and everybody else, excluding Boba, because he's just gonna go back into hyperspace. Excluding Boba, everybody's gonna go and distract the rest of the ship in a sense, while Din goes and fires Grogu. That, and Bo-Katan also wants to find Moff Gideon and reclaim the Darksaber from him as well, as we all know. So long story short, there are a lot of crazy hallway scenes with everybody shooting stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are still cannon fodder in the show, and even when they crashed the shuttle onto the Arquitens cruiser, there was a poor Imperial pilot who was trying to surrender, but they killed him anyway. After we get through with all these action scenes and combat scenes and whatnot, the crew that was meant to distract the rest of the ship while Din goes and fires Grogu, they make it to the bridge of the ship. Gideon isn't there. So of course, as we expect, Gideon is down there with Grogu. He has a Darksaber over his head. There's a brief fight between Din and Gideon where Din is actually using his spear made of complete Beskar to combat against the Darksaber and whatnot. Eventually, Din gets the best of Gideon and captures him. Prior to this, by the way, the Dark Troopers that got jettisoned in the space by Din, but they ended up flying back. I know I'm skipping around, but I want to get to the part we all want to talk about. They all go to the bridge. They're preparing to fight off the rest of the Dark Troopers, which are trying to smash through the door that leads to the bridge. So throughout the entire episode, you see the Dark Troopers are pretty hard to kill. They reflect blaster bolts. They are hard to just beat back. They're very difficult things to kill, pretty much. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about that at this point. The only thing that actually was effective against one of the Dark Troopers, was one that Din fought, was his Beskar spear, which literally just cut right through the armor of the Dark Trooper. So then we get to a scene anyway where the Dark Troopers, after they've returned back to the ship, they start bashing at the door. Gideon's smiling and grinning about how he's gonna win, blah blah blah, you know. They're smashing at the door. Right before they break through, an X-Wing comes out of hyperspace. Now remember to the previous episode where Grogu had to sit on top of that little rock on Tython, meditated a little bit to reach out to some Jedi in the galaxy? Dude, I swear to God, I wasn't mentally prepared for this. So many people were saying it was going to be Cal Kestis, it was going to be Ezra potentially, and I'm so happy it was neither of them. I mean, they're okay characters, they're great characters, but I mean, nobody, dude, when the X-Wing comes out of hyperspace, my immediate instinct is, no way. The person that was on this X-Wing gets off of the ship. We see this person has a black glove, and there's only one person who could potentially have that black glove. But at first we see just a hooded figure, a person clouded in mystery. Eventually we get to a part where this person is fighting off some of the Dark Troopers. He's a lightsaber in his hand, and Bo-Katan's, one of her Mandalorians, I cannot remember, Sarah Banks' character, I cannot remember her character's name for the life of me. She calls it the fact that it's a Jedi, and we see this person just swinging their blade through this hallway of droids, just cutting them down left to right. And then we finally get a scene where you see a black glove and the hilt of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber as he just continues to just cut through these droids like literal butter. And I can't stress this enough. Like, I didn't want to believe it. I was like, there's no way this is actually gonna be who I think it is. There's just no way this is actually gonna be him, dude. So we finally get to the final hallway scene where the droids were slamming at the door, the bridge, the door leading to the bridge where everybody is. And similar in Rogue One fashion, we get a hallway scene where Luke is just dicing apart droids left and right, blocking shots, just doing all these crazy lightsaber maneuvers, blocking things that you wouldn't even, that I had to replay just to see him block because of how quick they were. And he destroys all the droids. He even uses Force Crush to crush the final one, which is just kind of nuts. It's just so cool to see Luke in his prime, just letting loose with the Force, but in a wholesome and good way, not in an evil way. You know, he's just crushing things and just... Oh, it was everything I wanted it to be. The bridge doors finally open, and dude, it's literally Luke Skywalker. It's a deep fake, but I've seen a lot of people say like the deep fake didn't look good, and I'm just like, who cares? It's literally Luke Skywalker. The voice is Luke Skywalker. The face is Luke Skywalker, and I just wasn't prepared for this, man. You know what? Let's just watch the entirety of the scene again. I guess you can't technically call it, you could call it theoretically a re-reaction, but dude, who gives a damn? It was so good. It's so worth everybody seeing if you haven't seen it already. But again, this is spoilers, so I mean, hey, you know what you're getting into. I've already got to pull it up just in case I wanted to do this. Let's just watch the entire thing run.
X-Wing.
One X-Wing? Great.
Incoming craft, identify yourself. Why did they stop?
I watched the scene like 50 times today, and I can't get over it. It's so amazing. It's so freaking amazing. Just look at the way he's deflecting the shots. Like, just look at this, man. This is what we've wanted as fans with access to the rights to view movies and stuff. This is what we wanted, not Hermit Skywalker. We wanted this. And just the cinematography of it all, the glows, the music is phenomenal. And it was at that moment I just was just like, what? Like I just didn't know how to process I did not know how to process what it was, what I was looking at right here. Because at this point it's just like, they actually did it. Dave and John did it. Essentially what's going to happen is Grogu's gonna want to go with Luke, but he wants the permission of Din. Din's gonna actually end up taking his helmet off and giving them permission to go. And there's some sad staring at each other kind of moments, and it's really a tearjerker. I'm not the type to cry about really anything though, so I get a little teary-eyed, but dude, I know this is probably the most unorganized and most unbelievable reaction video that you could probably find on the internet in relation to literally anything, but frankly this is just how I felt, man. Like I've tried to figure out a way to record this properly, and I'm just like, dude, I just want to get up there and just express how great this made me feel as a person. because we get to see Luke in his prime, Luke using the Force, Luke cutting things down, and this is what we've wanted. We didn't want to hear Luke's gone off and abandoned everybody and become sad because he had a bad dream about potentially his nephew turning to the dark side. Like, this is the fucking savior of the galaxy who stopped Darth Vader, who brought Darth Vader back to the light and stopped the Emperor. Like, this is who we wanted to see. We don't want to see some sad old dude drinking milk from whatever the hell that thing was. We didn't want to see that. That wasn't Luke Skywalker. That literally wasn't Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker was a compassionate person who cared about people, who cared about the Force, who cared about love and happiness and coming to the aid of others. And that's what we got in this one episode. Mandalorian is literally carrying the Star Wars Disney franchise, the Disney Star Wars franchise, on its back. And I know it sounds a little dramatic right now, but because it's the truth. Like, Mandalorian has been carrying Disney, honestly, man. And this installation, whether you can say the deepfake was good or not, who really cares? The fact that we got to see this, be thankful for it, man. Like, we've wanted stuff like this for ages. I still, to this day, will forever believe that the expanded universe is the better version of Star Wars, and that's just my opinion. But if you want to get your fans invested into a new universe after you cancel an old universe, don't kill off these characters that we love. Don't just get rid of them, toss them to the side, make them pathetic, redo the original trilogy with the sequel trilogy. Don't do any of that. Do stuff like this. We want to see these characters in their prime doing things, even if it's deepfake the hell out of them. We want to see these characters doing things, because Star Wars isn't about Rey and Finn and all that shit. Nobody cares about any of them, really. They didn't add anything to the story, and I hate to say that because it sounds rude, but it's the truth. They didn't add anything to Star Wars. These characters added so much to the universe. They tried to replace said characters. You can't replace Luke Skywalker. You can't. It's impossible. You cannot replace Luke Skywalker. You can't just throw him to the side either. We want to see Luke being heroic and killing things and cutting things with his lightsaber and just going crazy. That's what everybody wants. There's no way to just throw it away. There's just no way. It's what everybody wanted. When you hear sequel trilogy to Star Wars, to the original trilogy, to the prequels, you want to see the characters from the original trilogy come back stronger than ever, fighting off whatever is the threat this time, because that's how that ended. People want to see the Jedi reborn, but in the new light. We don't want to hear, oh, hey, Luke's entire Jedi Order got destroyed by his nephew. He became sad. He abandoned everybody after his training of his nephew failed. Nobody wanted that. Like, when I first heard that was the premise of the galaxy, I'm like, dude, what? So Luke hasn't restored the Jedi Order. He's missing, and we're basically back at square one. Nobody wants that. This is gonna be a long video, but and my biggest gripe with that too is it just invalidated so much the universe could have potentially set up. By the point of the sequel trilogy, in terms of time frame in the old expanding universe, the Jedi Order is flourishing. Yeah, we just got through with like 2 major galaxy spanning wars, the Yuzon Vong War and the former Galactic Civil War. But aside from that, you know, the galaxy is flourishing. The New Republic technically doesn't exist anymore. It's replaced by the Galactic Alliance, but they haven't demilitarized and all those shenanigans. You know, the Jedi are back in stronger force than ever, and they're probably mentally better than the original order because they follow a different philosophy, but they're back. We don't want episode 7, 8, and 9 to be, oh yeah, the Jedi don't exist, so we're gonna just start from square one again and have some random character on a sand planet come up to be the next hero of the galaxy. Nobody wanted that, man. We wanted the same characters that have been around for so long to come back and do something amazing. This is the most genuine reaction I think I've ever given to anything, because I can't stress this enough. I am passionate as hell about Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I used to spend probably 8+ hours a day in middle school reading literal Star Wars lore on Wikipedia because I didn't care about math. And I know I'm not the only one like this. I love Star Wars. I'm not just your average Twitter fan that reads some Star Wars news and stuff like that. You know, and I know obviously I can't have the Disney universe portrayed exactly to my own personal vision of how it all should have been. At the end of the day, I'm only one person. But there is still a universal consensus that there is a certain way you do Star Wars. And this show has done that. It's taken the grittiness of it, it's taken the adventurous side of it, and it's taken the mythical side that we all have grown up to come and know and love. It's taken our heroes and turned them into something amazing. It's done what we've wanted it to do. And it's just like Rogue One. Rogue One showed the real war, gritty side of Star Wars that we've always wanted to see on the big screen. It's always been fun in video games and stuff like that, but it did what Star Wars is supposed to do. It had really cool fleet battles. It had really, in my opinion, decent characters. I mean, granted, a lot of people said they weren't developed well, but I mean, it was literally Star Wars Suicide Squad, so who really cares about that much character development on it? There's only so much you could fit in that 2.5 hour movie with like 12 main characters. But where am I going with this? The point is, this is what we wanted. This is what people have wanted for years, is to see Star Wars and the characters that have created this universe that we all love come back stronger than ever. That's it. I guess we could finish letting the scene play out and just get to hear the sweet sound of Mark Hamill's voice as a young Luke. Screw it, let's go. I know this video is gonna get demonetized, but who cares?
Come, little one.
He doesn't want to go with you.
He wants your permission.
And it doesn't even look that bad.
Force, but talent without training is nothing. I will give my life to protect the child, but he will not be safe until he masters his abilities.
You go on. That's who you belong with. He's one of your kind. I'll see you again. I promise.
And R2 is back. This little clip doesn't do everything we saw justice, but
May the Force be with you.
and all this one, okay. My final end off on this is I hope they retcon the sequel trilogy. I really do, because this sets up so much. Luke, the Jedi are still a myth at this point. In my opinion, this sets up the potential for them to be reborn, the galaxy to know who the Jedi are again. This sets up so much opportunity in the sequel trilogy. In the long run, the sequel trilogy in the long run sets up so much for failure. The Jedi are eventually going to be destroyed again. And nobody wants that, man. We've got so much opportunity from Dave and John to set up an entirely brand new version of the Disney universe where everything actually makes some ounce of sense. I don't know. I really hope something is done for the sequel trilogy, because that just destroys so much potential for a lot of things. I could talk about the scene where Boba Fett goes back to Jabba's palace, kills Bib Fortuna, and takes it over. But essentially, all that does is announce that there's going to be a Boba Fett book coming pretty soon. So, I don't know, man. I like I said, I didn't know how to do this video, but I just frankly decided we're just going to put raw emotion into it and just really talk about everything, because, dude, we just wanted. Star Wars fans are just wanted actual Star Wars, okay? When you think Star Wars, you think Luke Skywalker, you think Anakin, you think Darth Vader, and granted, those characters can't live on forever, but there's a way to transcend new characters that matter into the Star Wars universe without just completely destroying the original characters and everything they stood for. Bravo to Dave and John and all the cast and crew that developed The Mandalorian and decided to go through with this as the ending, because, man, you guys really did us some justice. You did us all something that we've all wanted, and I'm happy. Honestly, this is the most interested I've ever been in the Disney franchise since they announced they were taking it over. I just never had any interest in it. The movies just didn't do it for me. They were terrible in my opinion. They were great action movies, but they weren't real Star Wars movies in my opinion. Yeah. All right, I'm just probably gonna end the video here. Like I said, just tell me what your thoughts are about this season. Like I said, next time I do a review of something, I'll try to be a little bit more prepared to do it, because I think I want to start doing more stuff like this. But this is just something I had to just talk about. In the back of my head, I couldn't just sit there and seeing so many channels and stuff talking about it. Not that that really matters, but I feel like I'm missing out on being a part of something at large right now. I had to talk about this. Choppy, unprofessional, whatever you want to call it, dude. I had to talk about it, man. But all right, hopefully you enjoyed the video, everybody. Be sure to leave a like on it and just tell me your thoughts about it below. Yeah, I will see you in the next video. May the force be with you all. Wow.